We're at episode 3. We had just finished episode 2, so there's no real recap other than we just had a time at sea and stuff.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, "I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together."
Wait.
What?
We'll talk after this cutscene.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of...
They're gonna steal his luggage.
Who's gonna steal it?
That little street urchin on the stairs.
I'm aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure.
Oh, so he was part of it.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay.
I'm sorry for all the 18th century British street urchins that I might have insulted with my statements. I am a person who is growing and learning, and I promise to do better next time.
You need to learn more about the 18th century.
Ugh, I feel so ashamed
Right,
of myself.
19th century. 1800s.
Are we? Is Court on the inside the Big Ben? Like what is?
No, this is just the Lord Chief Justice's office. This isn't a
It's just
courtroom.
that giant clock in the background, just casual.
This is just the Supreme Court building.
Fair enough. I forgot that in 18th century, 19th century.
Were you going to say something before when you said waiting for the cutscene to be over?
I thought that all
Hey, the
of
dragon.
those like video, like all those like I guess storybook cutscenes were just quotes from the books.
They are they are quotes
like,
from the
it's-
books in universe.
But now I'm just confused because Dr. Wilson's dead. So like, how could he have like penned this part of the story?
You're getting ahead of yourself. just
I mean, fair.
like it was only the day before yesterday's podcast. Hey there, Sohn. This is the third case. We're just starting the third case of the game.
Hi, Zone.
Was the question? Inheritance was confused because of the intro scene mentioned the Japanese student, and he thought it was just quoting the books from real life. But no, these are the books as within their alternate timeline. Okay, well let's start with the text. What an incredible place. Are you muted? Inheritance?
Yeah, I got a phone call. Give me 1 sec. I'm so
Oh.
sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that is what inheritance looks like, son. Oh no, I maximized a window I don't want to maximize.
Yeah, remember my brother just tends to call me when he's driving home,
Yeah.
so I had to let him know that I'm busy. But it's so imposing. I gotta get back to it. It feels like it's been forever since I voiced Susato. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating.
This place is
We'll
breathtaking. It looks like a fortress.
There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built in a few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. And an authentic example like this has quite an impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from.
It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials.
I mean, doesn't your house have 1,000 gears?
What is this place again?
This is the Lord Chief Justice Office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain.
Yeah, he does sound. He's a DM.
Wait, somebody complimenting my voice acting?
Your range.
Oh, give me a second. I gotta see all these compliments flowing in. It's my ego.
The Lord Chief Justice.
Listen, Ouchie might come out later. Who knows? We had instructions to report here at this time if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan.
But Kazuma can't.
No. No. So instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kasuma-sama's death.
Yes.
And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done.
So we'd have to report to Japan.
That's such a waste of time. If we want to remain here in Great Britain,
I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour.
oh, was that not already agreed on?
No. They asked, like, they just had Hosanaga tell the Japanese government that they're.
I thought that they were just gonna pretend that Inosuke was the last student from the get.
No. They know who
have to ask for
Kazuma
permission.
is.
Fair enough. Yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer.
Which is what I've been studying for.
Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoint lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London.
I hope I'm up to scratch.
At least it's not,
Okay, this is me.
go ahead.
Good morning. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not sure in the voice yet how I'm gonna.
Is this the judge?
No, it's not the judge. It's the Lord Chief Justice.
Oh.
I trust you aren't exhausted after your long voyage from Japan.
Who is he analogous to in the original trilogy?
Nobody.
Like, what
he would
role
be,
is he in court?
I guess Lana from the DLC case.
Yeah.
Because she is the chief prosecutor.
Yeah. I get it. Cool. Cool.
It seems I'm 1 hour and 12 minutes and 47 seconds late. My apologies.
there is someone that is analogous to him in the original trilogy. We've played that one already, Dragon, so I feel like it's safe for you to say.
Unless Dragon's thinking somebody else and is trying.
Yeah.
Because Dragon's
Fair.
finished the second game too, which I haven't yet. So.
Oh yeah, then don't.
So
spoil anything,
Dragon,
then.
be careful.
If it's the original trilogy, you're safe. If it's anything other
Well,
than the
if it's the original
trilogy,
trilogy, but it gives away anything about him. I'm just
fair
saying,
enough.
position-wise, though, he's most similar to Lana in position.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find because like Hosonaga is definitely gumshoe, and I hate him for it.
Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Mael Stronghart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. So that's a name. Do you have
I mean,
anything to say?
there's a bunch of different things I could say, but I mean, Mail, like there's the maelstrom. It's like a very common like global thing that can happen, like weather related.
A maelstrom. Yep.
Yeah. It Ishmael, right? Like the name, it might be relevant.
Not relevant, but
there's also, it looks like Maul, which is bad.
No, though the first name is a Celtic name meaning chief or prince.
Yeah, and then Stronghart, obviously, it's just.
Yep, strong heart. He has a strong heart. You just say just now how easily Renosuke is, except here's kind of not realistically believable. Can I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot?
But yeah, cool name was, if he wasn't simping about this guy, I don't know who was he talking about, because I'd simp over this guy.
He wasn't, but...
Oh, actually, you're not allowed to say that word on Twitch anymore. I'm sorry. You didn't tell. I forgot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's banned in, like, titles. I don't know if
chat?
you could say it. But, yeah I probably shouldn't. Anyways.
Yeah, I apologize. It's such a vernacular for me now. I'm only using it in my own terms. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't be a mouse.
Oh, It's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Stronghart. I'm Renosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. I get tongue-tied. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire.
He just, like, temporarily expanded the room.
And, like, summoned doves in the background.
Wow.
Yes, thank you.
This guy.
He has presence.
This guy.
What do you want to do first?
Things.
Examine or converse?
I want to examine. Oh, I can't examine him. It's no fun. This must be the Lord Chief Justice's desk. I believe it's made of marble.
It looks more like an over-the-top tombstone that's toppled over to me.
Also, Dragon, Hatoful boyfriend, ex-Phoenix, right? When? It would make sense if you played Hatoful boyfriend. No spoilers, but it would make sense. I think that it's your fanciful imagination at work again, Mr. Naruhodo.
It feels like everything is normally made of wood and paper at home. It's made of bricks and stone here.
The human body is made of wood and paper. I know. That's why this place feels so overbearing, I'm sure.
Is this some kind of clock?
Actually, I think we might be inside some sort of giant clock. But those gears are larger than anything you'd find on a steam locomotive, even.
It's eerie. Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby of his? The Lord Chief Justice, I mean.
Yeah, I'm just really into clocks, guys. That's why I turned my entire office into a giant clock. Well, boys do enjoy fiddling around with machines, don't they?
I'm not sure you could fiddle with cogs that size. I'm certain you couldn't call him a boy.
Still, oh my god, please! Let the Chief Justice be a boy! Let him be a child!
Still, it's amazing how little noise the cogs make, considering how large they are. There's actually something quite soothing about their precise rhythm.
Oh, God. I've been playing through the Atelier series, and children in adult roles is like my vibe.
Just look at all the naughty books packed together on these shelves. They go from floor to ceiling.
And they're and they're all books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream.
Yes, a very bad dream.
Also, my statement came out sounding real bad. Children in adult roles. Oof.
Inheritance! Don't! You can't get cancelled. Not like this.
No, not like this. They're not all about British law either. There are books about the judicial system of other Western nations. France, Germany, Spain, Holland.
What about Russia?
Why do you ask?
I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice how you say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think?
Too soon. I think perhaps it's a thought best abandoned. That's rough.
Look at these menacing middle giants facing each other across the room.
Every time I hear him, makes me laugh. I believe they're suits of armor.
Alright. I thought maybe they were like the lion dogs we have in Japan guarding shrine gates.
No, not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, you know? And they roam around in the middle of the night.
Really? Is there nothing you don't know, Mr. Zado?
This book's telling me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask.
Where did she get that incredible tome?
I'm surprised that Ryunosuke didn't push that. Suits of armors are possessed by evil spirits.
Over here,
canon
there's
now.
slightly more room. And over here, there's slightly more room.
I mean, yeah, Stronghart expanded the space around him to make more room.
So, what are your impressions of our great capital so far? How do you like it in London? Oh, help. I've been so nervous ever since I got here. I can't remember a single thing about the city.
Is this dude's office? Like,
Yeah.
Is he the person we're waiting for?
Yeah, this is office.
Oh, okay. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruto?
Oh?
We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on our way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words.
I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded.
Oh yes, astounded is the word.
Thanks for saving me in there, Suzato-san.
And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor.
Yes. There's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we'll be hosting here in London. Great exhibition. Thanks, Dragon. Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop.
Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be.
Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set in our great empire.
Yikes.
Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times, we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun.
Progressive.
Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. It's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived here.
How would that happen?
Telegram.
Oh, yeah. Telegrams are a thing.
My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news.
Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person.
They tell me you Japanese are people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means this study tour arrangement can no longer proceed.
If you would just hear us out, Lord Stronghart.
What do you have to say, madam?
It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal.
Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo? This is it then. The moment of truth. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Stronghart, I was wondering if perhaps you could consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country. And that was Mr. Asogi. At least that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man.
Mr. Naruhodo!
I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there is someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's...
Can we goof or just? I mean, it's me, but can we goof?
I'm there's usually no losing outside of court sections, so.
Then it's Susato. I want her to be the lawyer.
It can probably only be, yes, Miss Susato.
It's a progressive country, Stronghart.
An unusual introduction. But I presume you mean this charming young lady beside you. You're a lawyer, are you? That look she's giving me. After all the days of hard work she put in to help me study, I can't let her down now. I think that's quite enough joking. Don't you, Mr. Stronghart? My real answer is... It's me. I can do it. Is that so? No, she was going to be disappointed. She's like, I worked so hard for 40 days teaching you law.
Yeah, you're clearly better suited to be a lawyer than me. I'll be your assistant, Susato. Ugh.
I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but... No qualifications, you say, and yet you still claim to be a lawyer.
Yikes.
I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused, but glancing over the details.
Ryunosuke is actually Japanese for putting foot in mouth.
I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learnt all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the Asperia. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe, and that we might call a full education. To become qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun.
Coming here on the study tour was all he thought about. I'll have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance, that's all I'm asking for. Please.
31 seconds.
Sorry?
Your opening statement there, Mr. Nahodo. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer.
Oh, thanks.
So, you're willing to put these words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. But let me ask you one thing first, sir.
Yes?
You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path?
Well, yes, that's my intention.
I see.
Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there for all of a sudden?
Does Ryunosuke even know what Kazuma wanted to do?
Not fully, no.
Okay.
Very well.
We'll figure it out!
You have your
Say so.
wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you.
Like,
Really?
Kazuma might be like a terrorist. We don't know.
Well, then I'll be a terrorist too.
Oh, no.
So, what form will the test take exactly?
Tell me, Mr. Nahodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be?
Well, defending people, of course.
Well said. So, let's have you defend someone.
Huh?
Seriously.
Your timing, in fact, is perfect. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense yet, so this will be welcome news.
Today?
Straight away?
If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler?
How do I get myself into these situations?
Well, could I ask, what's at a trial? Is it Long Stronghart?
Yes, good question. I remember. It's a murder trial.
Murder?
An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose.
That's easy to say.
But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will, of course, be sentenced to capital punishment.
Capital punishment? He'll be put to death?
Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows, without exception. Presumably, you read that much in your short sea-based introduction to British law.
We can't possibly agree to such a test. We'd be toying with a man's life.
I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable.
But you can't do that, can you?
Turns to audience. Can he?
There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose.
So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged.
Mr. Nahodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen.
He's testing my resolve.
What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I'll need an answer from you now. What's it to be?
What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? Oops, frick! I hope you said yes.
That was yes, yeah.
No, I mean, I hope you were
Go to the ass.
Oh, I wanted to say no and then just go back to Japan. And I don't know what Ryunosuke wanted to do with the rest of his life, but that would have been funny.
Alright then, I have to give you a decision now. My answer is I can't do it. I can't get the words out.
If you say no, I think it still loops around to the same thing anyways.
I figured.
Just different text. 15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it?
Sorry?
You have noble intention, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over.
Yes, Lord Stronghart. Thank you for offering me a chance.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Resolve is the name of the second game? Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry, Miss Susato, but what could I do?
It's alright, I understand.
You do?
It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it.
What are you trying to say, madam?
I think what Miss Susato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly forgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice.
Wait, Mr. Naruhodo.
Bump, 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 bump.
Oh, was there something else?
It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time.
But I just said that...
It was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him.
What?
At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down.
But that's awful.
But that is the truth.
Why does it have to be like this?
Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold, hard truth to the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from the very miserable end.
I love it so
And
much.
that is you. What?
I love Mael Stronghart so much. It's so good.
I'm really his only hope.
So, what do you say now, madam?
Me? What do you mean, Mr. Lord Stronghart?
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve.
Oh.
Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves.
He's gone.
The Old Bailey.
Also, by the way, we have an equivalent of a lawyer's badge now.
But I inherited
Uh,
from Kazuma.
A lawyer's armband, because they have in Japan.
Is that accurate to current Japanese legal systems?
I don't know current Japanese legal systems.
Oh, fair enough.
52.
The
He's
Old
52?
Bailey.
He's 52.
Oh. Looks great for somebody who's 52.
If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once.
We must leave at once.
Mr. Zato, can I just ask you something?
Careful. From this position, I can perform a Zato takedown in an instant.
I know.
Mr. Naruhodo, you heard Lord Stronghart. Lord Stronghart, the trial starts immediately. Imminently. If I need to throw you, I will.
You know, you could just say, I think we should hurry to the courtroom.
If you need to ask me anything, it had better wait until we're at the Old Bailey.
Why not while we're on the way there?
Let's go to the Old Bailey.
London's highest criminal court with an illustrious past.
This is where
You doubt it, Dragon?
My test. Oh, British police.
Listen, it's Sans Undertale reading the green text every time.
Oh, thank goodness, we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins.
I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose.
Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the Herlock Sholmes stories, and it worked perfectly.
I'm not quite sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege.
Well, at least we arrived before the trial started.
Which one of us? I haven't played Deltarune yet. I'm possibly
I
gonna
played
do it on.
episode 1.
I'm gonna possibly do it on stream blind once all the episodes are out, like I did with Undertale, which is a while off. But
Yes, I suppose there's that.
Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all.
He's the scales behind us.
So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait in is grand.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. And I persevere, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. Feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed.
Yes. Whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment.
top of the morning to you, madam, sir.
Oh.
What are yous doing following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they?
Sorry?
Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the east, are yous?
Let me guess, his name is Lep Recon.
We're from Japan, yes.
Ah, Japan, is it? Right, say no more. So, how much do yous need?
No, we're just here because...
No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange, faraway land.
Well, actually... we haven't found a place to stay yet, no.
'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving yous 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now.
1,000 guineas?
Please, Mr. Zato, you don't have to shout.
But 1,000 guineas is enough to buy an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo.
What?
'Tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I've enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over.
Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we can impossibly accept such a large sum of money. Ugh, that hit me in the eye.
Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me.
Oh,
To be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing.
The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. Lord Chief Justice was just making it all up. Oh, mine too, Dragon. I wonder if it's the same character.
I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial?
Bluster and blazes! Do yous not know who I am? Me, one of London's biggest names. No, sorry, we've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park, there in the centre of London, is another beautiful park. Sorry, a park, what? 'Tis called
Park?
McGilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated to the city, so I did.
An entire park in central London?
A city of smiles, that's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people. There, you got the name.
Magnus McGilded.
Lift and throw!
And any thoughts?
I always think that what is it? The
Red
King
Magnus?
of Throwing?
Oh,
Yeah.
the King of... I don't remember the King of Throwing's name, or the Overlord of Throwing's name.
Yeah, the Overlord of Throwing. I always think is Red Magnus, but he's not. Yeah. So yeah, Magnus is something great, and McGilded is Irish gold.
Pretty much.
Gilded.
Magnanimous or magnate, which is wealthy and powerful business person, and gilded, plus the Mick prefix.
Yeah. Well, the thing though, if we wanted to be specific, things that are gilded usually have a cheaper / poorer metal underneath, which is something.
Well,
described as gilded,
that is
usually means that
there's
they're a little unscrupulous underneath.
Yeah, there is two definitions of gilded.
So I don't trust him at all.
That's
I don't
amazing. I mean,
dumb
really
face.
extraordinary. But now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What is the matter with the London police, I ask you?
Also, if he has so much money, why can't he afford proper representation in court?
So nobody wants to represent him? Alright, don't pass out.
Mr. Naruhodo. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath.
Good idea. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourselves in our hands, we'll do our best. What was I after saying, you daft Egypt? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know what you're thinking. This Chancellor of a fella claimed to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all London?
Yeah,
England?
yeah, I said that.
Because he did it. That's the only explanation. Well? Well...
Yeah.
Exactly?
Yeah, exactly. I said that.
Yes, exactly. What now? Well, like you said, if you have all that money, but you don't have anyone to represent you in court, there's no other logical conclusion than you're guilty of the charges. Well, you call a spade in the East, so did you do. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean any offense. I still can't express myself very well in English, you see. and I'm never sure what's acceptable to say and what isn't, sir. Is that so? Because you sounded fluent enough when you were telling me what a blackguard I must be.
Yeah, you're a blackguard.
I'm terribly sorry. Yeah, I didn't choose that either, Dragon.
I chose that.
I can't say I
'cause
blame
don't
you.
trust him.
Can't say I blame you for thinking it, fella. It is a little strange, to be honest. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean. That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry, did he just say Reaper? Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Baruch van Zeeks. Baruch van Zeeks, he's the prosecutor.
Oh, yikes. That's a me. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper.
When Van Zeeks stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? So it's reached the desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey.
Oh, this is very similar to the Spirits of Justice or whatever, the one that in Kurain.
Have you played that one?
I bought it, remember, and I stopped playing it because theoretically they might redo it by the time that we get around to it, yada yada. But like, yeah, nobody wants to court of law. Every prosecutor dies, yada yada. Whoop! Goodness, Lord Baruch van Zeeks. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then.
And by the way, his name. Are you ready for his name?
I mean, Baron, Lord Baron, Von. It's just German.
Oh, first of all, you're pronouncing his name wrong.
Baron?
It's, no, first name. It's
What's his name?
Baroque. It's
Oh,
supposed
it's Baroque. I thought it was Baron.
No, it's Baroque van Zeeks.
Oh, so the Baroque period of
Yeah, Baroque style.
history? Yeah.
It's Baroque.
I know a lot about the Baroque period. We don't have to get into it. But I don't know what Zeeks is. It's probably just some German something, maybe?
Shu Takumi, the writer, said that there is an origin to his name, but he's too embarrassed to talk about it.
I'm going to say that it's the Zekinator from Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
But also, while this isn't confirmed, it might be a pun on Banji Kyusu, meaning there's nothing more that can be done, it's all over. And also, in Dutch, can translate to of the sick, possibly referencing the Grim Reaper during the Black Plague. Neither of those sound embarrassing.
Yeah. I can see it being the first one, though, and he'd be embarrassed because, like, his foil, the foil to I understand is that there's nothing that can be done or something.
With the names he's come up with, I don't see how that would embarrass him.
Yeah.
Okay, did you read this line? I forgot.
He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then.
Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. His counsel, that would be me. Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here. I'd made up my mind, so I had. Sorry? I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance, a student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please.
So, on a scale from 1 to 10, go ahead, read the ellipses.
I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him.
How much just raw sexual energy is Baroque von Zeeks like emitting? Just so I can start preparing.
What I will say is this is the person Cool Name was talking about.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, is it more than Godot or less than Godot?
I would say less, but I'm not attracted to men.
Fair enough. Mr. Naruhodo.
The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in the courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Kazuma would never have allowed to happen.
Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand.
Yikes.
I'll be right there.
I'll be right over.
I'm coming!
Oh no.
Here I come!
No!
What's happening then? My first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this.
I haven't played Celigo this year yet. It's about time.
So I feel Majora's Mask I haven't played in like 2 years. But I'm gonna have my chance soon!
Ooh. Are you doing like a randomizer or something?
No, the Switch is getting the N64
Oh,
games.
is it getting Majora's Mask? I thought it was
that was shown as a coming soon. It's not gonna be at launch, but...
How much more do you have to pay for the subscription to get that?
They have not said.
I saw that it was an upcharge. I just wasn't sure how much.